go from anywhere, phone screens to interviews, anything around hourly recruiting. And then I just entered 2 of my side projects. My biggest one was a social media campaign, and I also went to recruiting events. This is who I worked with this summer. I worked with Kelly, Amy, and Dave on the daily. Anything around hourly recruiting, but mainly to schedule them interviews. And then I also met with Matt once a week to kind of reflect on the past week and to prepare for the upcoming week. So this is a visual of the recruitment cycle. First off, anybody goes through a phone screen, which is what I do. I ask basic questions around transportation and work history, and then they go to a recruitment center interview where they ask more of the culture fit questions around attendance, quality, and safety. And then they go to a plant interview to meet their potential new manager and their potential new job. And then everybody goes through an interview on Mondays. An orientation on Mondays, where they just welcome them into HNI and work on I-9s and ADP. So this is another visual I created of the recruitment center. This is to give you an overview of their tasks on the daily. So first off, as I mentioned, that everybody goes through orientation on Monday mornings, and that takes up our mornings. I help in with the checking in and any other questions they have throughout. Then we focus a lot of interviews Monday afternoons through Wednesdays to get them in scheduled for the next orientation on Monday. And then on Thursday, we focus that we have the drug screens, the background checks back, so we give the applicant the good call of they have a new job and they can start on Monday. And then on Friday, we focus on more specifics around like badges and prepping orientation room. I focus on walk-ins and phone screens every day, so that's why I didn't add that in there, but I've also done it every part of this recruitment cycle. I got to learn a lot this summer. So the social media campaign, this was one of my biggest projects. Matt asked the RC team to come up with ideas to increase applicant flow. And he showed me a picture of one of the previous interns. She took these posters and took them around each plant and got pictures of the members, and then we posted them on social media. So I thought of this and I kind of gave it a twist. I also saw this campaign at the University of Iowa, where they took this flyer and gave it to teachers and students, and they were able to write in what they loved about the University of Iowa. And I just thought that it was more personalized, more individual message, and I thought we could bring this to HNI. And that's when I made this template. So I made this template and I handed out to members at the plants, and I got pictures of them, and then later we could post them on Facebook and other social medias. After going to my first plant, I was translating for a Spanish speaker, and I thought of another idea, like why can't I just make it in Spanish? That way we can get a more diverse group out there. So these are some of the pictures I took. I also still took pictures with these posters, and these are some of the more individualized messages. And then we posted them on Facebook to be we scheduled them to come out every week on the biggest when it's most active. So we posted them on Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. and they're gonna come out every week until January. Some of the recruiting events I went to, this is the one I went with Dave to the veterans event. It was more of a resource for them around medical and health benefits, and we were actually the only employers there just to get our name out there and talk to different people and show our brand around. So these are some of the pictures I took there. I also went to a rubber bandits game with Amy. We had a table there and we were able to hand out sunglasses and things for your phone. And we got to talk to a lot of people there. It was also like just to get our brand out there and get our name out. So when I think about the value I added this summer, the first thing that comes to my mind is that I'm bilingual. I got to interact with walk-ins to current members, and it was a good feeling for them to have a Spanish speaker around, and it also gave me a good feeling. And then I'd say I'm creative this summer. You saw how I continuously improved the social media campaign. I also did this with many other flyers and other projects. And then that I'm versatile around. I was able to jump in and help out any part of the recruiting, anything they needed. Then to quantify the impact that I made this summer, so I phone screened over 300 people. And these 2 months that I was here, over 100 new members came in. I interacted with over 70 people for the social media campaign, and I got 40 pictures in total. And then I connected with over 100 people at the recruiting events. Some of the lessons I learned, I split this up into lessons about the company and lessons about myself. So to start off about the company, I learned that it welcomes diversity a lot. They go the extra step to get the ESL speakers a job here. And they also promote a lot of member referrals. It just feels like a family in this company, because when somebody walks in with a member referral, they always ask what shift, what time do they work at, to get them as close as possible to them. And then they take advantage of social media. I've seen this, that they take advantage of this tool and they interact with members on there. I've also seen that members want their picture so they can post it on their own social media. Lessons I learned about myself is that I really got to know the applicant, and what they have on paper might be different than what they actually need. I learned how to dig deeper and ask the right questions to get the right answer. And I also learned how to interact with different people, because I got happy, angry, crying people on the phone, and I learned how to interact with them. And I learned how to give feedback and turn a con into a pro. So thank you all for coming today, and thank you all for helping me this summer. Especially I want to thank the Recruitment Center and those that I work with on the daily. And then I want to thank the MCR at the plants that helped me out with the social media campaign and other projects. And of course the members at the plants that let me take their picture. So who has the first question?
What was the biggest surprise you had in learning about our recruitment process?
The biggest surprise I'd say was interacting with those different members that were either angry or didn't understand their process here. So I kind of had to learn how to give feedback and turn that bad news into good news and tell them that they still had an option, or these are other options you could take to get into the company.
And how did this experience kind of help you understand what you want to do after you graduate?
So I've been reflecting a lot, and I'm kind of all over the place. I have a lot of thinking I've done, and I just, at the moment, I really don't know. So that's why I have an appointment tomorrow at the Career Center at school to talk about it.
So you definitely you're not leaving like, I'm never going to recruit again.
No, no, I don't mean that. I still like recruiting, but I don't think it's something I can do 100% of the time.
Any reaction to that?
I've had that same thought.
Well, I just want to say thank you from our team, and I'm sure Matt has some comments too. You did a great job. I mean, we could not have been on top of our game as much as we were this summer without your help. I think what you said about diversity and your, addition of you having a bilingual background was fantastic.